Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and have you ever wanted to take your soggy ender pearl and turn it into a normal ender pearl? Well, you've come to the right place. So, I hope you guys are ready. So today we have been working on getting ender chests, and that was kind of the thing that we kind of worked on last episode. And then we also found out that we can actually put the ender pearls, or not the ender pearls, the ender shards in our smeltery to get ender pearls. So I think today we're going to set up some kind of automation, simple automation, of the drying of ender pearls, and we can use this setup over here to hopefully get that done. It shouldn't take too much to get that all set up. But one thing that's going to help us out a lot is the ability for us to make ender chest. And I did look through a little bit to see what kind of dyes we actually have access to. And honestly, the only dye that it looks like we have access to like right away, at least apparent to me, is black dye, which is fine. We can actually do several different configs. There's 3 buttons here, several different ways that we can actually configure that with black dye. I mean, because we can go all the way from 1, like putting it in 1 section, so that's 3. We can do 2 in any of the sections. We can do 3 in any of the sections. We can do it split. There's so many different ways we can configure this to make them different, even using black dye. To get black dye, let's kind of make that real quick. Over here, we should have a good stockpile of coal right here. If I can open this up. So charcoal right here. And all you got to do with the charcoal, spin it around and you get yourself some black pigment. And that is awesome. which totally makes sense. I mean, charcoal is definitely a pigment. So with that being said, let's go ahead and make some ender chests. Pretty cool. Bam. And you actually get quite a bit for your, like, bang for your buck. Like, you get quite a bit. So let's just throw that in here. And we can throw the gold back in here for later. That way we know where this gold is at. We can keep it in there. Keep it stored away. Look at that obsidian already filled back up. So we've really no use for it. Awesome. So these ender chests we can pipe into. And so that way we can keep our automation here. And we don't have to go crazy moving it around anywhere. So any of these items that are needed, we can have a chest set up for them, and of course use that. And the easiest way I think for right now to do that would be to use flat transfer nodes going into each one of these chests. And what we'll do is we'll pigment each one of these chests in a specific way. So these all need to be set to reverse, I do believe. No, these need to be set to actually pulling out of this. So you just need to actually have it clicked on here. This will pull out of each and every one of these, just like that. And yeah, this ender chest, we can dye. Now, we do have an obsidian pickaxe, so that we should technically be able to break this, I believe. So this will be our first one. And if I place this here, I need to actually dye it. As you can see, it's already pulling out. There's the dye. So this is now its own. I'm wondering why. Oh, I was like, why is this connected? Okay, so yeah, this is going to be that one, which is going to now have redstone only in it, or at least should only have redstone. And that's just going to be even more storage buffer. And yeah, we got to get rid of all of this junk and jazz that's building up. So on this one, it might be a little bit harder to get inside there to actually set the dye color. Yeah, let's see. We'll do 2. So we'll pull the copper out of both of these. There we go. And then over here, same deal. I'll do all 3. All black, like that. This one, be sure to only do the middle one. Need to disconnect all this craziness. There we go. Make sure we don't have anything extra. Look like just like that going in here. And then same for this one. Except this one will be just the right side, I think. Yeah. Alright. So we'll clear out this. Make that look good. And there we go. So each one of these ender chests we can now use. And they're pulling from this system, so yeah, as you can see, this is probably going to kick up and start running again because there's space for things to go. All right, so to move on, let's go ahead and get some nice little automation going, at least for right now. What I can also make is a hopper, but you know what? I'll stick with not using a hopper for just right now. We'll figure this out without a hopper. So I want to get ender pearls going. Right here, I think we have another solution. I'll go underneath. I need to put another chest back here as well, now that I think about it. And that's going to put ender shards in here. So I'm going to need another flat transfer node. Whack that on there. Now this is where we might just use solid white for this, right? Because we have that going. Let's do a double on the black here. Like that. Alright, so this one will technically automatically have stuff in it. Let's go ahead and get down here. It's going to have glowstone, but we're going to take that out. There we go. Alright, so that should be pretty easy to remember. Let's go ahead and throw all that glowstone back in. Alright, and we should be pretty good. So if I place down just one of these right away, we should have some ender shards. Also, we're picking up some gravel. That's just because this accidentally got connected. There we go. And now we should be good. So now we're going to have a bunch of ender shards build up in here, which means we can pipe it into our smeltery. And now let's start working on automating the ender pearls. So in order to get the ender pearls up and running, we do need to make some good old-fashioned Tinker's constructs. So we'll take some sticks, fold this stuff over. There we go. Blank patterns. Honestly, we only need a couple things. The part builder, and we also need the stencil table, which should just be a piece of wood. So that should give us a stencil table and a part builder. Awesome. Stencil table, part builder. We're not going to deal with the multi-block. I'm not too concerned right now. So we need the pan cast for sure. In order to do that, I should be able to pull up my blank patterns. There we go. And let's just make a pan cast. Over here in the part builder, we can turn this into either wood. I'm going to turn it into, I guess, cobblestone. Because that I know will make a cast. And there's a pan cast. Awesome. This pan cast is how I'm going to actually produce some gold. So we need some, or produce the cast for the ender pearl. I do need 2 of those. We need to turn that off. Pull that out. Throw this in there. Awesome. We can wand that, get that going. Turn that back on. There we go. It just made the pan cast, which is the exact thing we want. There we go. I'll throw the ingot one back in here. And same for this one. The ingot's going to come out, and we're actually going to replace this. I'm going to go ahead and take the gold and throw the gold over here. Alright, so pan cast going here. And now when we put the ender pearls in, when this is just filled with ender pearl, we should be good to go. Now, we need to make another Tinker's Construct item. That being this lovely fella. The drying rack. And I think we only need one. I'm only going to use one for right now. And I think I can place that, where would be a good place? Right here, probably? To set up some automation for it, I was thinking, you know, probably right next to where everything's at would be a good place. And we can actually pipe items in and out of this, which is also another really cool thing. So let's set a chest right here. Right? So we can have some automation going. And then there's going to be some items that are being piped over here. And I think that as long as this is connected, this is all one solid block. So I can have a redstone lever to turn this off. Yeah, if need be over here as well. That'll make it a little bit easier so that way we can have some piping going through this. Alright, so we're just about done. We need to get some items piped in. Pretty simple. So over here, we'll pull out a transfer node. And we'll just transfer the item directly in. We also need to take this off. There we go. As you can see, you can pipe items in, though. That's just a good example right there. And this is going to start flooding with ender pearls. So what we need to do now, we'll go ahead and turn this on. This is going to flood this with an ender pearl. And those should end up in here. Perfect. So that soggy ender pearl, we should be able to pipe those out and in. There we go. Grab another transfer node. All right, so we'll transfer node this directly into here. Look at that. Now, we do need to get one more thing done, and that is, let's go ahead and acceleration one this. So that turned into an ender pearl. I need that ender pearl, so let's go ahead and take that off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up something that actually has a filter that is, like, it's one of the early things that we have that actually has a filter. And that is, of course, the item translocators. These are really nice. They do have filters, so you can use them accordingly. So what you want to do is I'm going to set this to only extract. That's how this works, whitelist. So only extract ender pearls. And we're going to turn this on. And so now it will not automatically pull this, because I'm pretty sure this would pull it if this was not completed. So we can go ahead and get this to complete. Get it really close to that point. There we go. Got pulled in. Ender pearls. So this is making ender pearls. Now, it would be really nice if we could use this acceleration one on here, right? I think it would. So, mechanical users, now that we actually have access to gold, we can make more wands, which means we can also make mechanical users. And use them, utilize them, because these acceleration wands can actually go in a mechanical user, which is kind of crazy. But let's go ahead and get that. I'm pretty sure this requires grid power. I don't remember if it does or not, but we'll find out. If it doesn't work, then we know we need a little bit of grid power. If it does, then we'll be just fine. So all we need now is to make a couple of these, which I think we have enough to make a handful of them. There's 8. We can make a few mechanical users. Also, it's going to require some cobblestone. Man, my inventory just always gets filled up with all kinds of junk. Like, we need to make a trash can as soon as we feasibly can make it. Oh, look, we have that already on us. Yeah, our inventory just gets wrecked pretty quickly. All right, I want to actually throw my other ingot cast in here. All right, so now let's grab a handful of cobblestone, because that's all we need left. Make a few droppers. And we can make a few mechanical users. Awesome. So this mechanical user is going to come in handy. We can should be able to place it down and hit it with this to rotate it in any specific way that we need. And we can actually do more than one. So we can do more mechanical user, or as many mechanical users as we need. Will this not rotate down? What? There it goes. I had to click on the side for some reason. Alright, so if this is set right, then we should be able to not right click. Oh yeah, right click. We should be able to right click and use item on block. And then set this to upper left slot only. Make sure this is set to fastest mode. Throw that in there. We'll see, is this working? Oh yeah, it's working. So as you can see, that works just fine. And that's going to produce some ender pearls for us. Now, if I want to speed this mechanical user up faster, what I can do is grab some gold, make an acceleration wand with just a few items. Also, it'd probably be nice if I go ahead and make myself a crafting table and a stick. That'd probably be very handy at this point. Let's make a couple sticks. And I think we need a sign. A crafting table. And there we go. Crafting table and a stick. That'll be helpful for us, so we don't have to keep coming back over here every now and then. But like we were making, clock. Let's make several of those, which means we can actually make several acceleration wands for our, future endeavors. We can store those in one of these things. But I need another one. Hit the equals sign to put it in fastest mode. We'll come over here. If we just drop this in with the same settings, use item on block, upper left slot only. Put that in there. That's going to accelerate this one, making it use the wand even faster. And you can see this is going to start like producing like immediately. It's going to be like one shot and it's going. So now that we have that option going, we have ender pearls being made. We will need ender pearls later on for a lot of different things. But I'm slowly but surely running out of options for the black dye. I think literally I've just now ran out of just options. This was the last one I've set up. So I have no other like combination I can use for all the black dyes. So unfortunately, we're going to have to look for other options. And when you look at how this is used, you have the black pigment here. You can see that once you make the black pigment, you can turn that into ink sacs. Now, ink sacs, I do believe, can be used with the atomic reconstructor and the color lens, unless that's been entirely disabled. But I do want to try it out and just see if we can actually do that. Now, the atomic reconstructor is not that difficult. We need black quartz. To get black quartz, you actually need, I do believe, the dust, crushed dust, and you get that from a resonator. Now, you're going to need 4 grid power in order to get this up and running, but we can do this by hand, no problem. So we're going to need redstone, iron. That's some of the things I definitely know we're going to need. Also some sticks and things like that, which is, of course, no big deal. So let's go ahead and make those things. So definitely need some sticks. That I do know. The atomic reconstructor itself is actually not that difficult to make, but it's all the other stuff that is required for it. So we need to get into extra utilities in order to do this. We're going to need a manual mill. This is where that redstone is going to come in handy, and redstone torches that I was talking about. So I'm just going to make a couple of redstone torches. We do have this redstone gem. I think I might have used them all. So now that I've used them all, let's grab just a little bit more redstone. We'll throw that in here. And there we go. We can make a few more gems. And we should be able to come close to making this. So I'm going to need some smooth. Some nice old stone. Thought I shift clicked on that. And we'll turn this into polished stone. To do that, you just, repeat this process over and over again. Alright, so we're getting pretty close. We need a piece of wood. Thought I might have had that on me. It seems like a recurring theme. Oh, I thought I had that on me. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, that just keeps happening. So this is going to be our first way of getting grid power. And then we also need a resonator. Now this is going to require a block of charcoal, which we should have. There we go. Perfect. Block of charcoal. Resonator is about to be made. Perfect. So to use this resonator, to use it properly, let's go ahead and place it down. And we'll place the mill right on top. And what we can do is throw some redstone in there. And you just hold right click on here, or you just click, like right click it. And as long as you're looking at it, it will work. You can even go into, you can close out the window, watch some YouTube videos. You can watch one of my YouTube videos while you're at it. Do whatever you got to do, and it will continue to work. I mean, you can literally hit this menu, close out like you're about to close out, and it will still work. So, kind of crazy, but it does do its thing. So, as you can see, we're getting ourselves some crushed black quartz from this. All we have to do now is smelt it up. So, we'll throw that in there. Grab one of my acceleration wands. And there we go. So, we have ourselves some black quartz. Very, very easy to set up. And now we should be able to get ourselves an atomic reconstructor. Bam and bam. And a lens of color. Now, in order to make this, we just need a regular lens, which is going to require glass. And this is why I want the dye, because I don't have a spot for glass down here. And I need it. I need glass. So, we need glass to be built up inside of a ender chest. So, from here. Let's make that lens of color. Perfect. We should be good. Ready to rock and roll. And we need to find somewhere to put this temporarily. I mean, just for... There we go. That'll work. Now, once this gets power, we need to actually find a way to power it. Which, I mean, we have several different ways of powering this. Let's go ahead and throw that in there. Perfect. All right. So, yeah, like I was saying, we have several different ways of powering it. I'm just going to use probably one of the simplest ways, which is just a Survivalist Generator. Since we can pretty much automate this super easy. So, Survivalist Generator. This is going to take, it's going to take a little bit of time for this to produce for us, but like I said, it will work. So we'll set this right here. On top of this, we need to set this to pull. So an inverted setup. Wood barrel. There we go. And that should pull. And it's saying the grid is overloaded. I've had issues with this in the past. I don't know why it does that. I think it's because we have items in here. And so if there's any items in that, it will say the grid is overloaded. And none of your generators will work. I know, how awesome. Alright, so we need our wood barrel back. Or not. Weird. Inventory is playing troll with me again. Alright, so now this should be building up power slowly but surely. And we also need to take this lens and actually use it. So whenever this builds up enough power, it will shoot, but an easier way, as you can see right there. But it didn't look like it had enough power, which is fine, because this actually requires a bit more power in order for it to change. It requires 5,000 RF. Right now, it's hitting 1,000 RF and shooting. We don't want that to happen at all. We need to get that to stop. So let's go ahead and take a redstone torch. And what we'll do is we'll toggle this. That was weird. This should be set to pulse. And then we'll just make a wooden pressure plate. And then bam. Anytime you throw an item directly on top of that, it should work. As long as this has 5,000 built up in it, we can turn this into a lens of color. And that's what I want to kind of try out. I want to try this out. So, let's take the charcoal. Turn that into some pigment. We'll turn that into ink sacs. And we'll see how this goes. Because if this is the case, this should rotate through each die, including bone meal and everything else for us. Hopefully. Because, I mean, that's at least what the lens of color does. But like I said, I don't know if any of the lens of color things have been changed. Because JEI really doesn't show that information. So there we go. There's 5,000. Alright, so it did not change. Which might mean that the lens of color is disabled? I mean, it should. It shows it here. It shows it's not disabled. I don't know. It was worth trying, if that's the case. I am going to acceleration 1 this. Can build up more power that way. So, 20,000 RF. Let's go up to 50,000 and see if maybe that's the issue. It should be 1-to-1, and it should definitely work. We're almost to 50,000. There's 50,000. We'll toss you. Oh, there it goes. So it was something to do with power, I guess. So there's the lens of color. Now, will this work? Ink sacs. There's red dye. Okay, well that's good to know. There's cactus green. Okay, I have a feeling this is going to work. And there is cocoa beans. Okay. This is the thing that I was concerned about. I think this is broken. I don't know. Because I'm almost positive this is not the way that he wants you to get lapis. Lapis is actually gated quite a bit. If you look at the recipe for actually getting lapis, it's kind of ridiculous. So in the fluid transposer, you have essence of true blue. Is how you get lapis with polished diorite. And how you get essence of true blue is you need essence of royal blue in a fractioning still. To get essence of royal blue, oh no, you need an alchemical imbuer with essence of very blue in a with pulverized gold. To get essence of very blue, you need essence of blue. To get essence of blue, you need essence of mildly blue. Another fractioning still. To get essence of mildly blue, you need essence of slightly blue with some blue dye. Now, this is the one that had me confused. So I'm guessing this would be another way to automate it. Because I was looking here, I was like, how do you get lapis in order to even get this? So I guess maybe this is the intended route. Yeah, I would have to say so, because there's, other than blue pigment, yeah, this has got to be it. So maybe this is the tip going, hey, you have to make blue pigment. That's the tip here. And using blue pigment to go from here. Because there's no other way to go from this. The essence of slightly blue, it goes even further with water and blue dye. And that's where I was kind of confused whenever I was looking at this earlier. I was like, how do you get lapis to even get this stuff? But now I can see this is how. You're going to have to automate the atomic reconstructor with some blue dye. Awesome. So we can throw this through here. There's our purple. There's our cyan. And this can be automated. It's not that difficult to automate this. There we go. Literally just need a dropper with a timer. There we go. Lime. I'm looking for that bone meal. I wonder how that works. I wonder if it does give you bone meal on this list. Should be like the last die on the list. And there's bone meal. Awesome. And this we use to make bone blocks. Good, because I was also looking for a way to actually get this die. Okay, perfect. So, now that I know how to do that, that saves us a lot of time. In my head, that does. So that will allow us to revert things back. Okay. And vice versa. And there's our black dye again. And I'm just going to go to the next one, which is red dye. Okay, perfect. So, with that being said, we can go ahead and dye an inner chest here for this. And remember, we need to set this to pull to an inner chest. Now, this is going to get ridiculous because we're going to have to close off all these connections. Okay, or not. Is that technically not there? What's going on? Wait, I'm trying to figure out why can I not close off those connections? That was weird. Maybe it's because the wrench technically wasn't in my hand or something? Something weird like that, I bet. I've been getting some ghosting issues. Okay, so there's that. I don't honestly know what the white was doing. Was it sending stuff in here? Oh no. Oh no. This has got to change. This has got to change. That's definitely got to change. Okay. Let's do this. We've got to get this one down. There's no way I'm going to let that happen. That totally just like messed up all of our automation that we just set up. And so now we got this giant mess of items. So at this point you may be asking, Chosen, what exactly are you even going for? What are you striving for right now? And like, what's your goal? Well, I'm going to have to say my goal as of right now is refined storage, because I do believe that we are fully capable of getting to refined storage at this point. So, in order to do that, we need silver and iron to be able to produce quartz enriched iron. Now that may sound weird. I know, but it's a custom recipe. And as you can see, refined storage has been completely retextured by Tema. It's kind of crazy, and I really actually like it. I like the blue and yellow, or the blue and orange color scheme. my colors. Which is really nice. I really do like the crafter with the blue and orange. Like, this is really nice. It's really, really, really cool. So, with that being done, let's take a look at the coarse and rich iron, which is going to be needed for just about everything. You can do an induction smelter way, or we can do the alloy kiln. Either way works. It doesn't really matter. I think the alloy kiln would be something to have early on, nice, and you can get rid of it later on. But we need silver. Well, to get silver, it is a little bit of a process. We're going to need to make molten silver, of course. To make the alloy for molten silver, it is literally a 1-to-1 recipe with iron and glass. So keep that in mind. This doesn't actually demonstrate exactly how it's supposed to be, but it is a 1-to-1, and you should get 1 silver. So 1 iron with 1 piece of glass should equal either 1 or 2 silver. I think it's 1. And that's what we need to do. We need to pump that into this. And we need to set this up in a specific way so that everything should funnel in here smoothly. And I'm almost positive that the translocators split the items evenly. So if that's the case, and if it does split the items evenly, as long as they're both connected with an item translocator, then we should need 3 of these. Then it should work for us. Like, this setup should work. So I'm going to need a setup for the glass. So we'll need the colors for the glass, which is 1 red on the left-hand side. Alright, so we're going to need an ender chest for that, which I'm just going to place that ender chest right here. And like I said, that's going to be 1 red die on that side. And then we need another ender chest for iron, and that's going to be a solid black. I know this is starting to get messy over here, isn't it? It's awesome. It's a nasty mess. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and make some more of that black pigment. Oh, we need a bunch more. We need way more than that. There we go. Maybe this is all we have. I don't know. Come on. There we go. That'll work. Okay. And we'll change this to all black. We should have iron there. Perfect. Now, I'm going to need to break this because I need access down in here. And we need a translocator connected here. This will be our input. Translocator here and here. And whenever I open this, they should split. Yes. Ah, it does it perfectly. It's even. It's exactly what it needs to be. And so, the only issue I think I can see happening is maybe that, oh, no, their cook times look very similar. So, if this doesn't work, even though their cook times look very similar, we should be good. Of course, we can accelerate this. Yes, that looks like that is going to work for us. Look at all that silver that is just built up there. And that, yeah, that only used just a little bit. Okay, we'll put our fluid translocators back in here. And we'll get that producing, and that's producing a silver now. That is awesome. Can't beat that. Like, we're going to have this set up before you know it. Like, that's why I said we may need multiple smelteries, because this is a smeltery specifically just for this task. And this task. So we may need to make like a smaller smeltery so we can maybe have the Ender Pearl smeltery its own thing and just have a little 1x1 smeltery or something where it can do its own thing. I think probably having multiple smelteries is going to be a thing that we are going to definitely need. It's not really going to change too much, I mean, other than the capacity that these things can hold. It does look like our glass is definitely going to build up faster because I think it has a faster cook time. For sure. But, I mean, as of right now, we're getting tons of stuff. I'm even going to just shut this off for right now and just let this do its thing. By the way, if you speed this up, this can go really fast. So if you wanted to put a mechanical user here, you definitely can, which I think we're probably actually going to do. There's no reason why not to. Let's pop in a mechanical user. We'll rotate this bad boy to let it go the right way. There we go. And we'll just throw in this. Use item on block, right click. It's already going way faster. Look at that. So, with that being done, we're golden. We're golden here. So yeah, that's going to be producing silver for us, and that's exactly what we need. We need all the silver for the kiln. Now, we can actually make a kiln real quick. It actually doesn't require too much to do. Let's go ahead and grab... I know I have... Where's that? Is it in here? I think it is. Yes, right here. We'll just grab it from this one, since this has all the compressed in it. Awesome. It requires some gravel, but the gravel needs to be turned into bricks. Grab an acceleration wand. As you can see, that'll produce some bricks for us. And we'll just get this going. We'll make a bunch of bricks. We'll store that in here. Like I said, it'll be a lot easier once we can get all these items going into a refined storage system. And that's why, inevitably, I'm going for that. And you can do a lot of automation with a refined storage system. And set it to, like, constantly produce. And I think that's going to be one of the big turnarounds for us. For making a nice-looking automation. So... I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, the kiln is going to require the immersive engineering hammer. And I don't think we can even do that. I don't know if we can make this, because it requires string, and we don't actually have access to string. Yeah, that's a good point. We will be able to get it later on, I think, and it may be through Thaumcraft. Or if there's any way we can get wool. I don't know. I'm not seeing a way to get string though. Like these methods, maybe bee. I don't even know if. I mean, I don't know if we have to do bees or not. There's got to be a way. But as of right now, no, we won't be able to make this. So I can't even. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. I was thinking maybe I could get into the kiln, but no, we need Invar. Because we're going to need an induction smelter. And honestly, to make Invar would be really easy in an Alchemy. But we need to make it inside of here. And to make molten Invar, we need nickel and iron. To get nickel, that's its own thing. We need molten nickel. Right? Maybe? Oh, we need a fractioning still. No, we need molten nickel. Oh, yeah, we have to... Oh, this is a whole process for next episode, guys. Whole process for next episode. Getting nickel is its own beast. But once we get the nickel, then we're good to go. But anyways, we got all this going. I mean, we got all this silver. Honestly, right now, silver is about all we need, and we should be about ready for refined storage, right? We could probably do that next episode as well. Because all refined storage needs is this. But we do need an induction smelter in order to make it. So... yeah, next episode, we're going to work towards getting that induction smelter. It is its own process in order to get the induction smelter. And guys, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. What are we? 4 episodes in, and we are definitely getting through this pack. So, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also this video a thumbs up, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And as always, thanks for watching.